Welcome to Jetski Space. In this video, we're playing EVE Online and it's time for more wormhole space history. The year is 2014 and we're up about 40,000 kill males when compared with the previous year. Russians take the top spot again this year, with Quantum Explosion destroying the most in W space. And in second and third position are some names people should still recognize in 2021. The two top alliances for the year are Russian and related to Quantum Explosion. And number 3 was No Holes Barred. Adhocracy Incorporated are the biggest losers for the year, with Future Core appearing on this list for a second year running. And if we look at an alliance level, No Ho balanced their ISK Destroyed ranking with ISK Lost for the year. That's not a bad thing, as close fights tend to be the most fun. While in third spot for most ISK Lost in Wormholes, we find Brave Collective. J Space isn't quite the nullsec most of them are used to, but it's good to see them braving spooky space and diving in. But what were people flying to get all these kills in Wormholes? Well, T3s were still king, with the Proteus destroying the most, both in value and quantity. Somewhat surprising to me, though, was the Ishtar sneaking onto this list, with 83,000 ships destroyed in W space for the year. If anyone knows the reason behind some of the more interesting statistics like this, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Now onto the most commonly lost ships. We see the Venture in top spot once again. And although mobile tractor units aren't technically ships, I thought I'd leave them in the list this year to highlight the fact that they were only added to the game in late 2013. As for ships that rarely exploded in W space, a few interesting ones were an Echo Corvette, a Quave Catalyst, and a Maelstrom Nafanter edition. Continuing the general history lesson. Before there were skins in EVE, the way we know them today. There was a pilot ship painting program which launched in early 2014. And the Catalyst and Maelstrom losses you see here are examples of a system where if you lost your ship, you'd lose the paint job along with it. Now let's zoom in on the players that make up these corporations and that pilot the ships I've mentioned so far. Noobman and Braxis Denenard are the characters that destroyed the most in 2014. And both represent Hard Knocks, where I'm told the N is silent. And in another impressive performance, Polyjepiker is the top solo killer in Wormholes again. He's been on this list 4 times now. And Wormholes have only been in the game for 6 years total. Now for some red to go with the green. These 3 characters lost the most ISK in PvP, with Astra Budro losing 48 billion worth. He lost 11 capital ships in W space this year. And while I was checking out his losses, I noticed I was on at least one of those. Here then are the most expensive losses. I kept one ship maintenance array on there, even though I think it's more interesting to see ships on this list. I suspect a 43 billion ISK extra large SMA was destroyed as part of an eviction. This one dropped more than 20 billion worth when it blew up. But sometimes these things just ran out of fuel as groups went AFK. Either way, you can see these kills by following links in the description. The carriers, as usual, had officer modules. Players are definitely dangerous, but so are sleeper NPCs. And these 3 players found that out the hard way. To the tune of around 20 billion ISK each. Below them are the 3 most expensive ships lost to sleepers, a dreadnought and 2 carriers. And no, you're not seeing double. The same pilot. Added Otis. Lost 2 of the most expensive ships to NPCs for the year. In different wormholes. About 1 month apart. Starting with this year, the highest damage taken before exploding statistic is going to exclude NPC deaths. So these 3 were helped along the way to becoming a lost male by players. And to wrap this up, here are the most dangerous wormhole systems for 2014. At over half a trillion ISK, the top 2 are by far the highest we've seen so far. October was an especially bloody month in J130735. More than 300 billion ISK was destroyed when Sleeper Social Club evicted Adhocracy. And that'll do it for the year 2014. If you'd like more content like this video and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching and yes, I am a robot and this is Jetski Space.